Hello, everyone, and thank you again for joining our CEIPAL Connect event. We truly appreciate all of you jumping in and enjoying the day with us. We have a lot of great material to cover today, but before we jump into today's session, there are a few quick items we wanted to go over. First, there will be approximately a 5-minute Q&A session following this presentation. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, feel free to type them within the questions tab to the right of your screen to fill them in. We are on a strict schedule and cannot go over the allotted half an hour times for each session. Once we hit the 5-minute mark, I'll give kind of our presenters a quick heads up just to ensure that we can fit in some questions if we have any that come in. This session will promptly end at approximately 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And if you have any questions that we may not be able to cover throughout this time, please feel free to contact us at contact@ceipal.com, and we'll work with the InfoMart team to ensure that we get these answers to your questions as soon as possible. And with that, I'm pleased to introduce both of our presenters for today, Tammy Cohen and Erica Clausen-Lee. Tammy Cohen is the founder and chief visionary officer of InfoMart. Tammy, a background screening pioneer with 3 decades of experience, is a nationally honored entrepreneur, a successful businesswoman, and a recognized thought leader. Founder and chief visionary officer of InfoMart, Tammy is known professionally as the Queen of Screen and was named among Atlanta's top 20 women-owned firms and top 500 women-owned businesses in the U.S. Recently, she was recognized as the most influential woman in background screening. She lends her expertise to well-known publications, including contributions to Forbes, HR Executive, HR Technologist, and a profile in Authority magazine. Driven by her passion, InfoMart continues to be instrumental in the development of processes and technology that are now the industry standard. Thank you again, Tammy, for joining. Our next presenter is Erica Clausen-Lee, who is the Chief Product Officer of InfoMart. Erica began working with InfoMart in approximately 1999 after completing her education at the University of Georgia. First hired as a verifications analyst, Erica was promoted to team lead of verifications within the first 4 months of her employment. Since then, she has gone on to manage the verifications, client relations, and criminal departments, and was instrumental in the formation of InfoMart's compliance and implementation departments. During her tenure, Erica has served as the primary contact for each of InfoMart's top 5 clients and has helped to foster growth through their new research and acquisition management. Erica and Tammy, thank you again for both joining us today. And we are very eager to learn a little bit more about your presentation and the introduction of SymTech, which seems to be the new daily COVID symptom and temperature assessment app that you guys recently launched. So with that, I will pass it off to you to begin the presentation.
Thanks, Jacob. We appreciate the introduction. And thanks to all of you for attending and to CEIPAL, our partners, for this opportunity to speak with you today. I'm Erica Clausen-Lee, the Chief Product Officer at InfoMart. There's nothing like having your bio spoken aloud with you on camera, so that's a fun experience. I recommend it to everyone. But with that, we'll get started and introduce you to InfoMart, tell you a little bit about who we are, and then, as Jacob mentioned, we're going to move into an introduction of SymTem, which is our COVID-19 reentry product. So InfoMart, as Jacob mentioned, has been in business for 30 years. Founded by Tammy Cohen. We are a woman-owned business, and we have a wide variety of background screening offerings, ranging, as you can see here on your screen from the left, from our Advantage Students program, which focuses on clinical rotation screening for medical students, through to the center of your screen, our traditional background screening programs for HR and security. We do screening for several MSP providers, about 250 MSPs, about 650 or more staffing companies, including some of the industry leaders like Randstad, Manpower Group, Yo, Dane Zimmerman, and then we have hundreds and hundreds more. We also perform vendor screening for a lot of our accounts, so that third-party risk management type screening where we can bring in contractors and vendors and other third-party contingent labor screens and do those on behalf of our sponsor customers. And you can see some of our representative clients here. The second column under SymTem is what we're looking forward to filling out soon, as we've just launched this product that you'll see demoed today. Our partnership with CEIPAL is something we're extremely proud of. InfoMart has a long history of integrating with applicant tracking systems, human capital management systems, other HR providers and security providers. And CEIPAL is one of our most recent integration partnerships, so we're definitely excited to have them on board. And I just wanted to walk quickly through how that works from a background screening perspective. It's a very simple, seamless process for CEIPAL users. As you can see, you initiate a background check request in CEIPAL. That data comes over to InfoMart, where our web ASAP system does a layer of data validation. If we're missing anything, if there's anything we need in order to conduct the background check you've asked us to do, we're going to send the candidate an invitation to complete that information on their own in our ASAP Connect portal. That can range from PII that you may not want housed in CEIPAL to a consent form, to resume data, to the scheduling of a drug test or other occupational health event through our partner eScreen. So once they provided any kind of missing information, if that is a step that's required, all that data comes to InfoMart, we conduct the background check, and then we return results back over to CEIPAL. So some sample results formats, some different ways that they can come back is we can send an adjudicated result. So if this person meets your criteria or this person requires review, we can send a service-specific list. For example, criminal history is still pending, employment verification is completed. Or we could also send a more details link. If you don't want any background check data housed in CEIPAL, we can also refer you right back over to WebASAP and you can view that there. So there's definitely a variety of configuration possibilities with this integration, and it makes it a much more seamless onboarding process for you and for your recruiters. To set up and configure a CEIPAL integration with InfoMart is really, really simple. InfoMart's going to start out with a needs assessment. We're going to take a look at your background screening environment, take a look at the program that you currently run. We're going to want to see your kind of day-to-day and determine what your regulatory requirements are, make any kind of general business practice enhancement recommendations, and apply our 30 years of background check expertise to the program that you have in place, making it as comprehensive as it can be. From there, we'll go in and configure your screening account. We're going to document your screening packages, make sure that the system understands what services you require based on a position that you're submitting. We'll create those workflows in our office, and then we'll make the technical connection via our standard validated integration with CEIPAL. At that point, we'll do some user acceptance testing, and we're off and running. This process can take as few as 2 weeks to as many as 2 months, depending on the configuration complexities. But by and large, because we have that validated integration with CEIPAL, this should be a very simple and quick connection for you to make. So we definitely would welcome any feedback or any questions that folks may have regarding background checks in general. We are a global provider and a full suite service provider. So with that, I'm going to move into the next product that we wanted to feature today and where we really wanted to spend a little bit more time, and that is with SymTem. SymTem is a product that we've created in response to COVID-19 reentry. We're looking to help employers and other entities get people back to work and get people back into facilities as soon as it's safe to do so. In response to that, we created a symptom and temperature assessment product that is also becoming a COVID-19 management platform. So I'm going to walk through a live demo here in just a few minutes, but just kind of as an overview. Your employee would have an app that they would download on their phone, and every day they would get a daily reminder at home to take their symptom and temperature assessment. They would complete the symptom assessment, the temperature, the exposure questions. They would take take their temperature with their own thermometer. This works with any thermometer. Upload a picture of that temperature as well as inputting the temperature results, and then review and submit their results. Based on the assessment and based on the rules that you create, which I'll show you how that works in the client platform, they will get a digital badge. And that digital badge either allows them entry into a facility or directs them to work remotely or virtually. So again, we'll show you the different ways that we can configure the program, but at a very high level, that's what the app itself does. And this app, before I kind of launch into the demo and share with you the details of how the app works and how the platform works, we're looking to get back to business, not just in the employment context. We're looking for employee reentry. There is a one-time use process for visitors into your facility as well. So that can work for your delivery people, your contingent and gig workers. We're also seeing implementation in school systems, starting with faculty and getting people back into the actual schools again as soon as it's safe to do so. With events like this one that went entirely virtual, there are others that haven't gone entirely virtual that have either on-site or virtual options. With churches and other religious institutions, schools, again, and conferences, I think are the market where we see SymTem really pulling through. So with that, I'm going to switch up the screen sharing a little bit here and share directly with you SymTem. Tammy, do you have anything to add while I toggle over?
No, I think you did a great job in covering SymTem. I think one thing to bring up is that when we're going through the demo, that there is a lot of screens that you can go through for the assessment, but that's totally customizable, that you can drop some of the screens if you want or not.